Like and subscribe and click the bell icon to get new video updates.
Who is new South Australian opposition leader David Speirs? Analysis by state political reporters Rory McLaren and Leah McLennan. It has been a week of transition with a touch of turmoil for the South Australian Liberal Party. David Speirs has been installed as its first new parliamentary leader in more than 9 years, taking over from Stephen Marshall in the wake of last month's election drubbing. But within hours, his ascension was overshadowed when former Deputy Premier Vicki Chapman announced she'd quit politics and force a by-election. The depleted Liberals have since settled on a new shadow cabinet as the party looks to rebuild after being returned to the opposition benches after just one term in office. It is a long road ahead. So who is the new guy? Born in Scotland, Mr. Speirs' parents settled in Hallett Cove in Adelaide's southern suburbs after immigrating to Australia 20 years ago. Mr. Speirs worked as a public servant in the Department of the Premier and Cabinet under former Labor administrations and served on Marion Council before entering state politics. He won the seat of Bright at the 2014 election, defeating Labor Minister Chloe Fox. A fundamental redraw of the state's electoral boundaries didn't hurt him, and he was returned in the renamed seat of Black on an extended margin in 2018. After last month's election, Mr. Speirs is the Liberals' only suburban MP south of Dawes Road, an island of blue in a sea of red after Labor's victories in the seats of Elder, Davenport, Gibson and Waite. At 37 years and 4 months, he has become the South Australian Liberal Party's youngest ever leader, pipping Steele Hall and John Olsen. They both went on to become Premier. As for spelling his name, it is spelt Speirs. Not Spears, as in Britney Spears. Nor I before E Spires. And no, he doesn't host ABC's Insiders program on Sunday morning. That is David Speirs. Mr. Speirs says he has the most interesting accent of any opposition leader in recent times. I'd ask the TVs wherever possible in the first couple of months to use subtitles, he quipped at a press conference on Tuesday. That is what we do on our YouTube channel, and you should see the predictive text sometime, what that comes up with, he added. But we as a party will present a fresh, diverse face going forward with 2 migrants in the leadership team here of 4. Generational change. Mr. Speirs has promised to lead a united team, a bold claim for the head of a party with a past riddled with division. But Mr. Speirs isn't the first leader to make such a promise. More than 15 years ago, a deal put former factional and family rivals Ian Evans and Vicki Chapman on the same ticket. That attempt to heal party rifts lasted a year. Some generational change came with Mr. Marshall, who with Ms. Chapman as his deputy, managed to stabilise the leadership without change or challenge from 2013 until last month's election loss. But early on in their government, the old divisions reared their head, with backbenchers crossing the floor on legislation and others backgrounding media on frustrations with decisions made with 2 moderates at the helm. Then, after a crushing electoral defeat, Mr. Speirs hoped to get some clear air and present a fresh leadership team. But that was spoilt when Ms. Chapman contacted party members about her plans to resign in the immediate aftermath of the leadership vote on Tuesday, a sign that old disunity was alive and well. Mr. Speirs says he has a good relationship with the former Deputy Premier, but her decision to steal his thunder with her own announcement tells a different story. Not only that, but on the day Mr. Speirs announced his nomination for leader, Ms. Chapman made a rare social media post, recalling a time she was told she was too young and inexperienced for a leadership role, at the age of 48. As ill-timed as it is, Ms. Chapman's resignation could help a little in Mr. Speirs' attempt at unity. He insists he is not aligned to any of the Liberal Party's factions. He has talked up his progressive credentials, particularly during his 4 years as Environment Minister, which saw the ban of single-use plastics rolled out. But he is socially conservative and didn't back reforms to abortion laws and voluntary assisted dying, which were dealt with as conscience matters during the last parliamentary term. These positions put him at odds with senior colleagues like Ms. Chapman and Mr. Marshall, who supported the changes. The new team. The election loss has presented an opportunity for a significant shake-up of the now shadow cabinet from the lineup that served for 4 years in government. It builds on the theme of generational change. Of the 15 shadow cabinet members, 6 are in their 30s. 7 were not part of the Marshall cabinet. 3 were only elected to Parliament for the first time this year. Gone are familiar faces from government and opposition alike.